and I already am his father.
Oh, my. Oh. Big right hand by Roy Jones.
Yup, you know what time it is, man. This is your favorite channel, man. This is CTB. This is Chan Tuck Boxing. I'm your boy Jay Slay. Say what up to him, man.
What's up, everybody? Thanks for tuning in.
Most definitely. You know what day it is, man? It is fight day, fight day. We got a couple. It's a pretty decent card, man. At least 2 fights that I'm really interested in tonight, man. With the cream of the crop, of course, being the unification bout versus Oscar Valdez versus Shakur Stevenson. But we got a local hero here, man, here in the 757, man, Keyshawn Davis, who's looking to have his step-up fight, in my opinion. It's going to be 3 rounds tops, but we'll get to that in a minute. We got a couple fights we want to break down in this fight, in this show, man, so we're going to start with let's start with Keyshawn Davis, man. A lot of people countrywide, worldwide, don't know Keyshawn Davis, man. Let them know how it is out here in Norfolk, man, and how we love boxing out here, and how it's a hotbed for boxing that a lot of fans don't even know about, man.
Yeah, man. It's been a little bit of time now, but because a lot of people might not know Sweet Pea is from here. Sweet Pea Whitaker. So us as fans from the 757, even the DMV in that area, we kind of excited about having a guy down here on this side, man, that's gonna represent for it, and I think he's gonna be a huge star. So I think in the future he's gonna have some fights down this way. So us at CTB being based in this area, around the DMV and the 757 area, we definitely gonna be covering him, man, and keep you up to tune on what he got going on, man. But I just can't wait, man. I'm excited for his future.
Yeah, man, his skill set is through the roof, man. He has a high skill set. He's if you don't know, he's in Terrence Bell Crawford camp down there in Omaha with Bomac and them. So he has a great role model, his protege. I think Bud Crawford kind of took him in as a protege. They have a lot of camps together. You kind of see a little bit of Bud in him when it comes to fighting, when it comes to his pinpoint counter punching and his ring IQ. But man, for him to be a young fighter, and like I said, I'm a little biased from being from the area, but from being a young fighter, man, he's showing a lot of high promise, man. I can't wait to see how this guy's career flourish. Cause I'm gonna be honest, man, in about 2 or 3 years, y'all gonna know who he is at that point. Y'all gonna be looking at us like, yo, y'all was right, man. Keyshawn Davis was that dude. But look for a knockout tonight in 3 rounds or less. What you think about that?
Yeah, 3 or 4 rounds. It ain't going to 5. I can guarantee that. And if it go to 4, he's just working on stuff. But I give it to 4 because I listened to an interview yesterday, and he pretty much was saying that the guy know how to move on his feet. He might take a couple rounds to catch up to him. But from what he said, I think 3 or 4.
Yep. So that's the bet. Place that bet if you want to place that bet. But let's get to the main event, man. The main event, of course, is a top-ranked card. It's a top-ranked event. So it's on ESPN Plus. So if you don't have the app, you know what you do. Try to find a way to find the fight. Because it's going to be a great one. You don't want to miss this one. It is going to be a barn burner, man. It's a clash of styles. It has everything you want in it. It's 2 of the best in their prime, in their division. For a unification bout, man. It's everything you want in a fight. Man, I'm gonna be honest, man, I'm excited about this fight, man. I'm very, very excited, man. So let's do it. You know how we do it here at CTB, man. We break it down for you. So let's start with the shrimps, man. The shrimps. Let's start with Oscar Valdez, man. Oscar Valdez, he seemed hungry in this fight, a lot more hungrier. He seems to try to get that cheating thing off his back. It seems a lot of reporters, even Shakur Stevenson, kind of got in his ear a little bit about making sure he don't cheat in this fight. So talk about, do you think that will be a weakness on Oscar Valdez's mental? You think he's worried about trying to prove the fans wrong about the cheating, and it might be bothering him a little bit?
Yes, I think it's huge. And normally I don't like to play the psychic game because, like I said, like we say, we not in those fighters' heads. We really don't know what they thinking. But I'm going by what I see. And his last fight after it came out, he had a horrible fight. And some people thought he might have almost lost that fight. Then, doing the top rank, they did a great job building up the fight. He had a little interview and they asked him about it, and he almost broke down crying. And then I think Shakur, who's smart, he played a lot of psychological games. He brought it up when they was face to face and said, "Don't cheat." And I didn't like his energy. I didn't like how, because every time people brought it up, he kind of looked away. And I didn't like that. So I think he's still messing with him because he's gonna do 1 or 2 things. He either gonna doubt himself, or 2, he's gonna try to prove that he's not on drugs and do too much, and it's gonna backfire. So yeah, I think it's gonna play a big role.
Yeah, man. A lot of people don't understand that part about the psychological warfare that goes into boxing. It's all build up, man. You want to get in your fighter head before the fight happens. It could be a plus or a negative. It could be firing him up. So if I'm Shakur Stevenson, of course I want to get in his head. But if you Oscar Valdez, you're using that as fuel, man. You're using that as say, oh, this dude keep calling me a cheater, and you keep calling me a cheater. I'm about to go in here and break this guy's neck, and then put all my VADA testing online so you can see that I was positive, and then see what they say. Oscar Valdez probably, in my opinion, from what I see from him, I don't think he has the character of a guy who would allow that to interrupt his game plan when it comes to beating Shakur Stevenson. I think like I said, he's using it as fuel. I think Canelo Alvarez been in this camp, and him being in that camp, that stable over there, they got him super focused. He laser focused. So I mean, I'm gonna be honest, but I don't see it as being a problem, to be honest. What about Shakur Stevenson, man? You think a lot of people saying his ego is a little high right now, so they might be his psychological weakness. You think Shakur Stevenson? I'm not saying overlooking Valdez. He understands the task in front of him, but you think that he is letting the cart come before the horses just a little bit before? With the Mayweather comparisons and all the other stuff he's feeding into?
I don't think so. I like his confidence. I think that's who he is. That's his personality. I think he's selling himself. He wants to be a superstar. He believes he's a superstar. As far as the ring, he got it down packed already. So now I think he's trying to sell himself outside the ring. So yeah, he's a confident guy, but I don't think it's going to affect him when it comes to fighting.
Yeah, I think so too. I think that's who he is. In my opinion, he's not really being brash. I mean, we come from an era where we see Adrian Broner come in the ring and hump people in the ring and was flashy and rapping and all that stuff. To me, he's not that flashy. He's just a confident guy, in my opinion. He's just a guy who believes in the skill set. Just like I said about Keyshawn Davis, you know what I'm saying? Top pound for pound fighter, Bud Crawford took him under his wing, so he's kind of like a protege to Bud. Sparring Bud on a daily basis kind of give you that confidence. I'm pretty sure that you thinking, you know, say you fight a bigger welterweight in Crawford, so somebody like Oscar Valdez, who's nowhere near the skill set of Terrence Crawford, you might be a little more confident than most people, in my opinion. But what I will say is, I do not want him to feed into the hype that the media has a tendency of doing on young fighters. The media has a tendency of putting the cart before the horse, like I said earlier. They have a tendency of making fighters want to do more. Just like his last fight when he fought, it was trying to say he was boring because he didn't knock the guy out and all the other stuff. He can't fall into that trap again. He has to learn his lesson from that trap. He coming off a great win against what's his name?
Jamal Herring.
Jamal Herring. He coming off a great win against Jamal Herring. So now, of course, the media are back on his meat again. They praising him again. But he has to remember, just 2 fights ago, just before the Jamal Herring fight, they was calling him boring. So I want him to put the media in the box and block it out of his mental, man. All right, man. What's some of the moves you think? What's some of the game plans you think Oscar Valdez has to do to get the win tonight against Shakur Stevenson?
He has to have calculated pressure. He has to stay in Shakur chest and make it a dirty fight. I want to see how Shakur responds when things is not going his way. When you clinching or you're pushing him, or you may throw an extra little shot, but when the ref is breaking it up, I want to see how because to me, Shakur has a very smooth, cool style. And I don't know if he just, if you make it physical, how he going to respond to it. So I think that Oscar Valdez got to make this a physical fight. I think his counterpunching got to be on point. And I think he has to hurt Shakur Stevenson early in this fight. He has to catch him with something to get his attention, then make Shakur Stevenson second guess himself. I think that's the most important thing for Oscar Valdez in this fight.
I agree. I think Shakur Stevenson kind of laid the game plan himself in the media when, like I said about the 2 fights ago where he fought, was it Nakatani? Is that how you pronounce his name?
Yeah, Nakatani.
When he fought Nakatani, he kind of told everybody why he didn't press the gas on Nakatani. He said Nakatani had power. Nakatani was tricky in there. So if I'm Oscar Valdez, I'm hearing that and I'm watching that Nakatani fight thinking, yeah, the Nakatani did caught him with that shot and he reacted that way. So Shakur Stevenson kind of told everybody what not quote unquote what his weakness is, but what you have to do to get his respect. Like you said, you have to land that shot on him. And I'm gonna be honest, man, Valdez is well tooled to land that shot, man. Oscar Valdez has a great hook. He has great counterpunching, underrated counterpunching in my opinion. And I think he has enough pop to get his respect. So I agree with you, man. I think he has to engage with Shakur and put Shakur on that back foot a little bit. Kind of how Jamel Herring did, but I think he has a lot more pop than Jamel Herring. So I think he will respect that backup motion from Valdez a lot more. All right, man. What you think Shakur Stevenson gonna have to do, man, to get the win tonight and get those belts, man? Get those 2 belts, man.
I always said with Shakur, because I think so highly of him, he just got to be Shakur Stevenson. I think he need to use his jab. I think he need to box, frustrate Oscar Valdez in the early part of the fight. And I think the second half of the fight, he need to implement what he did against Herring. He needs to be more walk forward, start pinning the shot together, sitting down on the shots more. But the first half of the fight, he need to just frustrate Oscar Valdez. I think if he do that and stay out of the foul, the first 6 rounds of the fight, I think 6 through 12 will be a breeze for him.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that wholeheartedly. I think 60-12, he have his rhythm down pat by then. He be picking Oscar Valdez apart. But they say those early rounds are the dangerous rounds, in my opinion, because he's gonna have to do a little bit. He's gonna have to do a mixed bag. He's gonna have to do a little bit of bullying, and he's gonna have to do a little bit of boxing. You can't just box Valdez, because then he'll find his rhythm early, and you can't just bully Valdez because he has pop on his punches. So you have to do a mixed bag of it, I believe. So it's gonna be a mix of Nakatani and a mix of Jamel Herring, in my opinion. He's gonna have to balance it out real well. And then once he catches rhythm and that fight starts slowing down, that jab, I don't see Oscar Valdez getting around that jab. I won't say 6. I give Valdez a little more credit than that. I'm gonna say between 8, around 8, maybe a little later towards 8. This is when that jab is going to be too much, man. That jab going to be in his face, and I see Oscar Valdez getting extremely frustrated about that jab. All right, man.
When you work a little bit about the weigh-in, you think that could be in it? Could be a problem in the fight, being that he almost missed weight and hit the weigh-in 2 times. Had to strip down pretty much to make the weight, or big deal.
Not really. I'm not really worried about it. I think really both of these guys are big for the weight anyway, in my opinion. So I think both of these guys will be looking to move up after they unify anyway. So it's kind of hard to gauge, man. He didn't look weight drained, in my opinion. He didn't look like think of a fighter that was weight drained recently. He didn't look like, I don't know, maybe Keith Thurman with Keith Thurman for Barrios. He didn't look that, you know what I'm saying, that thin in the face to me. So even though he just barely made weight, he wasn't like he was passing out on the scale, in my opinion. So I'm not really worried about it. You want to do fight predictions, or you want to put some money in their pocket first, man? Let's do the prediction first.
Okay, let's do the prediction.
All right, man. Who you got winning the fight? How you got him winning the fight? And why you chose him to win that fight?
I'm gonna shot some people. I don't think this fight gonna be competitive at all. I think that he gonna box his ears off. I think he gonna frustrate Oscar Valdez. And I think the second half of the fight, he gonna beat on Oscar Valdez, like I said, like he did Herring. And I'm going with a late stoppage. I think around the 10th round, he's gonna stop Valdez. I ain't saying he gonna knock him out, but I think the accumulation of punishment, the corner gonna have to throw the towel in, and the ref gonna have to stop the fight, because I think he's gonna be taking a beating. I don't think it's gonna be a close fight at all. Maybe the first couple rounds, you get a couple scares from some of his shots that he might catch Stevenson with, but after 2 rounds, it's gonna be a cakewalk for Stevenson.
I'm gonna be honest, I disagree a little bit, man. I'm gonna tell you what I disagree with. I disagree just a little bit, because the last time I betted against Valdez was against Bichelt. I picked Bichelt to be the bully in there. I said Bichelt is going to be in there bullying the hell out of Valdez. Valdez is too small. Valdez ain't gonna know what to do with that pressure. And lo and behold, Valdez put Bichelt to sleep with a sleeper or a beautiful hook, man, a beautiful check hook. So I'm not going to sleep on Valdez that much. I think he's hungry, bro. I think that hunger and that determination is going to be enough, but it ain't going to be enough. If you understand what I'm trying to say, it's going to be enough. I don't see him getting stopped. He's going to take a beating late in the fight, but I think early, man, he's going to have a valiant performance, man. I think he's going to have Shakur Stevenson. He's going to test that chin a little bit. He's going to have Shakur Stevenson on the back foot a little bit. He's going to have some oohs and ahs from the crowd. It's going to be a great fight. But then, like I said, around after round 8-ish, I think that jab and that, man, it's going to be jab fest. It's going to be bully show. But I'm not going to call it a stoppage, man. I'm going to call it a unanimous decision for Shakur Stevenson. All right, man, it's that time of the show again where we try to put some money in these guys' pockets, man. We give you the odds of the fight. We tell you what odds we going to take. And then, of course, we're going to give you the long shot just in case you want to take that long shot bet. So what is Vegas saying, man? What is Vegas saying this fight is going to do, man?
The Vegas is saying Shakur is negative 600. So for people that don't know, you have to bet $600 pretty much to win $100. But if you want to take Oscar Valdez, you believe in him, he's plus 370. So pretty much, if you bet $100 on Valdez straight up, no matter how he win, you will win $370. That's what Vegas thinks. Now, if Oscar Valdez can stop Stevenson, you get a plus 500. If Stevenson can stop Oscar Valdez, it's plus 260. So pretty much what that means is, once again, if you bet $100 on Stevenson for the stoppage, you win $260. Now, me, the bet that I would take, I would do two bets. I would take a parlay bet with the hometown Keyshawn, and I take him for a stoppage, and I would take Stevenson for a stoppage, which would give you plus 150. So pretty much if you bet, for every $10 you bet, you win $15 if both of them get the stoppage. If you take Stevenson for a stoppage, you really believe in it, which I think he is going to stop him late. I just told you on a prediction. I would take Stevenson rounds 9 through 12, which is my favorite bet, plus 750. So if you was to bet $25 on Stevenson for a 9 to 12 stoppage, you win $188 for every $25 you bet. So that is the main bet that I'm going with. It's a little risky, but it's low risk, high reward to me. So I'm going with that bet.
Yeah, most definitely. That 9 to 12 is the low risk, high reward bet. That will be the bet I will be taking. Before you Oscar Valdez fans, I'm gonna see you gonna put your pocket where your mouth is, because that's a long shot bet. If you bet that Shakur Stevenson stoppage, you will run out of Vegas with a big bag of money, man, on that plus 500. All right, man. With that being said, you got anything else you want to add to this awesome fight, man? I can't wait, man. I'm being honest.
I think we covered it all, man. Like you said, I'm just ready to see the fight. And apparently, this flight has been bothering me the whole excited about the fight too. But yeah, I think we covered it all.
All right, with that being said, man, this is your favorite channel, man, the CTB. This is Chin Tuck Boxing. I'm your boy Jay Slay. Say peace to him, man.
All right, everybody. Remember to like, subscribe, hit the notification button, comment. Let's keep this channel growing. You know why? Because we love boxing and you love boxing. But most of all, God, peace and love, and we out of here. Take care.